Quinn Profiles. As an editor for Andy Warhol's Interview, the Los Angeles Herald-Examiner, LA Style, and Detour magazines, Joan covered the social set, the Hollywood hotshots, the international art scene, the mysteries of food, the excitement of travel, and the fabulous world of fashion. Joan continues to find creative people on the cutting edge who make things happen. Here's Joan Agajanian Quinn.
Hi, I'm Joan Quinn, and welcome to the Joan Quinn Profiles. Our guests are magician Howard Posener and actor Buck Kartalian. I'll call our guest Howard Posener a modern-day Merlin. His friends have included Prince Charles, or they still include, Fergie, Margaret Thatcher, Arab kings, and a host of Hollywood celebrities. Howard was born in London, and at the age of 6, began a series of private magic lessons. This sounds like your most important bit of schooling since your professional career took hold, Howard. What actually kind of schooling did you have after your magic lessons?
Well, at school I was a typical kid, and you learn everything. You take everything up, like art. I learned the violin, and I loved magic. It wasn't in the family, and what happened after literally just messing around with magic, I used to go to school, become very popular, and I'd start doing like gambling kind of magic tricks.
Oh.
And I'd get like free chocolate bars that people would lose, and get people to do my homework for me. Shouldn't say that, but.
But how did you actually? How would you start taking private lessons?
That was later on in life, but as a kid, any kid now can go to any library, number one, and learn that way. There's great books on magic. And then later on, they go to a magic shop, buy their first magic box of tricks, which to this day, I can never work out the instructions, how you do those tricks. They're too complicated for me.
But so do you have just that natural knack? Is there a knack to it?
I think in the same way that you can write, I think you have a certain gift that allows you to either play the piano or, in my case, be very inquisitive and want to learn about the world, and magic was my way of doing so.
Do you do it alone, or do you have to have someone help you in the beginning?
I don't do it alone, because you do need an audience. It's pretty boring doing it alone.
Yeah, no, but I mean as a sidekick or someone on stage with you or at a party?
Sometimes when I do big illusion shows, like I do a lot of company functions where I make cars vanish and I have a whole team of dancers, cut the girls in half, that kind of magic.
You have a lot of help. Does it take a lot of setup time for something like that?
For a car, to make a car vanish in midair at a trade convention, up to 6 to 9 months. Yeah.
6 to 9 months?
Yeah, because they don't like their car to fall down and kill a few people. They get very annoyed.
You've done a lot of trade shows, and you've done a lot of conventions.
Yep.
Why do people bring you in to do these kind of things?
Well, in today's highly sophisticated marketplace in business, no matter how good the audio visual is, people get bored watching that kind of stuff. So if they can see a car float directly above their head, 18 foot, no mirrors, no boxes, and then it vanishes in midair, nothing but nothing else will ever get their attention. That does it. They talk about it for years. It gets all the media coverage. It's worth its weight in gold for any business.
So you've done special illusions for, say, Whirlpool and Peugeot, BMW, BMW,
BMW, Rank Xerox, Apple Computers, Microsoft. I've made computers.
What do you do? What are special illusions for those things?
Special illusions, they come to me and they have, for instance, they're going to launch for instance, Whirlpool was a good example. They launched a new refrigerator, and they wanted to show how big it is inside. So at a presentation in front of 200 people, it was raised so people could see underneath, and every one of their speakers, their directors, I opened up the thing, if you like, closed it, showed it was empty, and instantly open it again, and one of the directors would walk out, close it, and then another one. 18 directors would walk out of this refrigerator.
So that's a special, special for them. What other kind of thing would you do that would be special for someone? Apple computer. I mean, do these go on advertisements, or are they just for trade shows?
Just for trade shows, live events.
Just live events.
Yeah, and they spend fortunes at these trade shows. If you go to LA Convention Center, there's fortunes being spent on a stand, and the idea is you get as many people as possible to come over to your stand.
Oh, that's what happens.
Yeah.
That's like drawing people to you. You did something for Jaguar?
Jaguar made a Jaguar car float about 6 inches, just only 6 inches, but then it actually hovered around the audience and then vanished literally in the middle of the audience. I wasn't even near to it. It slowly just vanished, dematerialized.
Howard, do you have to have a stage so that there's some place in back where things can go? I mean, do you have to be on a stage, or can you just be out in the middle?
Anywhere. Absolutely anywhere.
Okay, I mean, we talk about this, and it's very difficult. That, to me, is not like sleight of hand.
No.
Tell me what that is.
Sleight of hand is, that's what you learn as a kid. That's where you take a coin and you pretend to put it in one hand, but you don't, and you keep it back in this hand. But you learn that, but that becomes frustrating, because even I got frustrated learning that, even up to my late teens, because it's not what I call real magic.
Well, it's just it's called sleight of hand.
Yeah, and it's
you do card tricks as sleight of hand.
Sleight of hand, but then what would happen is one of my teachers was a priest, still is a priest back in England. And he was one of my teachers, not only in magic, but most magicians, including Houdini, for instance, get fascinated by the occult, the supernatural. It's a natural tie-in.
Do you believe in that?
I've seen many people now that have done things that I just don't understand how they were done.
And so there has to be some other element involved in it.
I mean, I was in Africa. I mean, my priest was telling me about this. I use the word magician loosely in Africa. And I went to Africa. I had a private sitting with these people. I stayed there about 2 months. And he showed me stuff that defies any known magic, sleight of hand as we know it. And for 2 minutes, we'd have a little break, and do you have any money on you? If not, I'll use my money.
Oh, I do.
I prefer to use yours.
Actually, and this was not planned. I happen to have a dollar bill in my
Let me just put this over here. Okay. As you know, every dollar bill theoretically is unique. There's a number. Just remember the last few numbers. 611N. Okay, just remember that. And I just put that here. I like watching your face as I do this.
I can't.
Now watch
I don't believe this. You're burning the dollar bill.
Okay, but
you're actually burning it.
Yeah, but it's hot. Except right now, for instance, there's a film called The Matrix out, and it's all about how you perceive things.
Right. Well, I'm perceiving this as burning.
Yeah, and it looks like.
I mean, it's like ashes and.
The whole studio does. Burned out.
Right.
Okay. Now, this was shown to me many years ago by an African, and he took some money. In my case, it was English money, and he burned it in the same way you just saw this happen. I don't want to touch it, but would you mind? It should almost be out, and it should just break into ashes now. Would you mind just doing that?
Break it?
Yeah, into little ashes, and just. Okay. Just get rid of that last little bit. It's quite important. And he was talking about, if you like, reincarnation and how most. I just burned that.
Just a little bit of.
Yeah.
Left.
That's quite important. And this really touches more people's beliefs as much as magic. Okay. There it goes. And I'm just going to take some ashes. Anytime you want, just say stop.
Okay, stop.
There. Okay, now if I just take this. Okay.
Rose.
Yeah.
Okay.
And watch. Very slowly, you do this. You take some more ashes. And just rub them together. Slowly. Watch this. Really, really carefully. Slowly open it up.
This is the burned dollar. This is burned.
Yeah, but what was your number? Just the last 3 digits?
Yes.
I can't remember. You remember the number?
Yes, 6111.
611.
N.
What's the numbers on that?
Same. 611N.
That's your no.
This is my doll. This is mine from these. Oh, I can't stand this. I don't understand any of this. This is too much. Well, so what happened? You were doing these things.
I Your face, I've confused you a little bit here. Go on.
You've confused me,
but that's real magic. That's not sleight of hand. I mean, the cameras, but people can play this back if they have a video. They can see nothing happened. I got no jacket, no sleeves. It really was your money.
It was my money.
And you
here
saw
it
this.
is. And it is burned, but it came back in this flower up here.
Yeah,
from
and it's
down
based
here.
on the Indian or African beliefs of reincarnation and with ashes. If you take a lot of the religions, people actually now have
It just
burials.
actually is part of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Go back to Israel.
Okay.
Go back to Israel.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you about Israel because that seemed like that was a big start in your life.
Yeah, it was. I went out there. I went out there one winter, which in England, an English winter, but in Eilat, it's a summer resort.
Oh, Eilat. How great. Yeah.
Beautiful place, and it's famous for being very nice and hot in December. And I was still in business then. I was an advertising executive, but magic was my hobby. And what happened is in the hotel, they don't have really much entertainment because it's a sunny resort and people go outdoors all day long. But it rained for 3 consecutive days, which is unique out there. So I got bored like everyone else, so I was messing around in the hotel lobby just with my deck of cards and stuff. And people came up to watch me. Nothing else to do, it's pouring outside. And I did magic. Same happened the next day. On the third day, it's like I had about 200 people watching me. And then the manager calls me in and said, look, Howard, when it rains, the hotel can't cope because people just complain. They have nothing else to do but complain. You know, the service isn't good enough. He said, if it rains the next day, would you do magic for us and we can advertise it? And I said, yeah, fine. And then he said, if you do it, we'll pay for your hotel, we'll give you another free holiday, all expenses paid, we'll give you a suite, and we'll pay for your airfare.
That was the beginning. Was that the beginning of your career? You said that was a point where you could put away your day job?
Yeah.
And then did you start going everywhere?
Well, what happened from that, to cut a long story short, I mean, firstly, I was a senior executive, managing director or chief executive, as you call it over here, of an advertising agency. I had 90 people working for me indirectly, but I was working 7 days a week. I wasn't really enjoying it. And I thought, gee, just with a deck of cards, I could get free holidays. And from that, someone saw me who was a TV producer. They flew me to Tel Aviv whilst I was out there. Then I got a booking for the military. Then I got a booking to do magic for the Egyptian president.
Oh, right. You did things for the Egyptian kings and presidents.
Oh, everyone, yeah.
Oh, that's so great. Now, our time is almost up, but I know just before we went on the air, you gave me a deck of cards and you told me to remember a number.
Okay.
I shuffled them.
And there's no one but you could possibly know what that is.
I was the only one, right.
I'm just going to ask you
and I've been keeping it in my mind, so I've got to get it out of my mind.
Okay, I'm just going to ask you to concentrate on that card.
Okay, I'm concentrating.
Now, once again, you're the only person that knows what that card is.
Right.
It's in your mind. That's what I ask you to do, is think of it.
Right. We did it in the control room.
Now, this again is not a trick. It's just I want you to concentrate. In fact, use the rose as a method. If you concentrate on the center of the rose,
I will.
And I'm going to concentrate on that as well.
Okay.
And I want you, firstly, just to concentrate. Do not give me any clues on the color, firstly, if it's a red or black.
Okay.
Don't say anything.
Okay.
Now, if it's a picture, just visualize. If it's a jack, just visualize a jack, but don't give me any clues.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just, now this sometimes, no, I think I got that wrong. Hold on. Just really, I've got the suit. I think I got the suit. I'll do the suit first. Just the number. It's an actual number. Just.
I'm concentrating on the number.
Okay, in your mind, draw the number. Just draw it in your mind.
Okay.
Okay. To make sure I can't write this afterwards. Just hold that. What was the number?
It was the 3. Oh. And I saw you draw the 3 while I was concentrating on it. I heard you do that. It's 3 of diamonds. 3. Now that you didn't know. That you had no idea about because I was in the other room. Oh, I hate to let you go. Can't you stay longer and we'll do more and more and more? This is the end. I knew this would happen to me if I had you on the show today, and I had to have it. I know he'll come back again, and I know he'll burn some more of my money. Howard Posener, good luck, and thanks very much.
Thank you.
Don't go away, because
you pleased you didn't have a $100 note?
I know, I'm glad I didn't. Don't go away, we'll be back with Buck Kartalian. Joan Quinn, and we're back with actor Buck Kartalian, who has pages and pages documenting his work in films like My Favorite Martian, Cool Hand Luke, Planet of the Apes, and hundreds of appearances on TV in Lou Grant and ER, Friends. I could go on. And he actually had a starring role in Monster Squad. And then he's done hundreds of projects on and off Broadway. It sounds like you're 100 years old, Buck. Buck was born in Detroit and raised in Manhattan. Did New York City inspire you to be an actor?
No.
No.
No. But I love New York City. As a kid playing around in the streets there, it's exciting.
You didn't go to drama school?
No, I never went to drama school. Never took one lesson in acting.
Oh, please. Then how did you get involved in a theatrical career?
Okay, do we have an hour?
No.
Let me tell you, look, I got out of the Navy after World War II, and I had no idea what I wanted to do. No idea. So one day I was walking along 42nd Street near 8th Avenue, and I see a sign saying George Bothner's Gymnasium, pointing upstairs. So I went upstairs, I opened the door, and I looked. I said, my God, look at this place. There's some people doing acrobatics in the corner. Some people were wrestling. There were some weights. They were lifting weights, and somebody was learning how to do flip-flops on one of these harnesses. I said, God, this is wonderful. You know, I got all excited. I said, I want to join this place. So I joined the place, and everyone was so wonderful. The professional acrobats taught me how to do flip-flops and
Was it a gym?
It was a gym. It was a huge barn of a place, a gymnasium. And all the show people went up there, you know. And there'd be a guy there on one of these single bicycles with a monkey on his head, playing a violin, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. And I said, oh, this is fun, you know. I was still in the fun period, you know. This is great. And I was learning things. Then I was fooling around with the wrestlers on the mat, and I was working out with the weights, and I'd work out a little bit, and the guy'd say, Buck, wow, you're putting all that muscle on. I said, I am? He said, yeah. I said, I don't know, I'm just doing a little stuff here. And I got so much muscle, you won't believe it. And somebody said, Buck, you should enter a contest. I should? I said, well, I will. So I entered Mr. New York City, and I won. And
that's where you became the best built man of New York City. I was going to ask you that question.
Yeah.
That's what led up to it?
That's right. I was Mr. New York City, and then I entered Mr. America, and I was runner-up. I came close to. Yes.
So that was like your career in show business?
No, that wasn't. No, I haven't been in show business yet. I went through another way. I got more experience. I'll tell you how I got my acting experience. One day I was fooling around with one of the wrestlers on the mat, and just kidding around. I was an acrobat. When somebody got hurt, I'd go in and do the act with him, you know. And so I was going under his legs. I'd leap over him, you know. And I was, you know, all kinds of crazy stuff. And the people, I had a big crowd around. They were laughing, you know. And then after it was over, one guy comes over to me. He says, "Hey, kid, come here." He says, "You know, I want you to wrestle for me." I said, "Me wrestle?" I said, "I only weigh 150 pounds. You guys weigh 300 pounds." He says, "Hey, you're funny. And look at that build. Oh, it's amazing." He says, "You could make a fortune."
You're kidding.
I said, "Really?" He says, "Yeah." And I said, "Well, I'll try it, you know." So I started wrestling. And we went to all these little towns. There wasn't much TV then. This was about 1948, you know, 49. And we went to all these little towns, and I wrestled. And I was becoming a big favorite because I was little, you know. And then they called me the Mighty Mouse. I used to fly over the net. I'd flip-flop, and you know, and I'd do funny stuff. I got natural humor about me.
But you you didn't have show business in your background. You didn't know
nothing. Just
when you came back from the Navy, did you know what you were going to do?
No idea at all. And so I used to go on the road with these guys, and we'd wrestle, and I was a big favorite in all these little towns. And so one day, I got to tell you this is, one day I'm in a car. We all go in the car, and we stop about 4 or 5 blocks away so nobody sees us coming together because we're going to wrestle each other, you know?
All right,
And
the con.
Yeah. So this guy's sitting next to me, a big guy, his hair is like a lion. He says, "Hi, I'm the Lion Man." I said, "Oh, I'm Mighty Mouse." So we're going to the match. He says, and then before a match, we usually talk about a good finish or a good start. He said, "I got a great finish." He says, "I pick you up, and I put my knee up, and I hit you right in the groin." I said, "Yeah?" He says, "Well," I said, "let's try it." So he did it. They went, "Wow." I said, "That's great." He says, yeah, we'll do it, okay. So we're ready to go on, and just the last minute I said, you know, we better not do that. I've wrestled here about 6 times, and they love me. He says, you know, they might not like that.
Oh, they might get back at him.
I said, listen, but the idea is to get up heat, get them angry, yelling. Then you're doing a good match. If it's quiet, you're dying. So I said, all right, we'll do it. So we're doing it, and we start, and near the end, we rest about 20 minutes. He says, I'm going to kick in the groin. I said, okay. He gives me, oh, and I go down, oh, and I'm selling it. I'm acting like crazy, oh, and the crowd is mad. There's about 5,000 people in a little town. Half the town is there. They're screaming and screaming, and I get up, and he does it again. Oh. And the third time he goes, oh, I go down, and then I turn around, and the ring is full of people, and they're killing him. They're kicking him, they're hitting him. They beat the crap out of the poor guy.
Oh, no.
And there's nothing I can do. I'm sitting there, nothing wrong with me. Took him to the hospital.
Oh, my gosh.
Then what happened? That was the end of that. I was sorry as you. So I went back to the gym, and one day a couple of people going to for a reading, a couple of actors. He says, Buck, you want to come along? I said, yeah, all right. So I went along with them. They went backstage, and the lady handed them all the script, and they went in, they read, they came out, and the lady says, you didn't get one. I said, no, I came in with my, she said, here's a script. I said, all right. She says, you're next. And I said, but I came with my friend. You're next. All right. So I go on stage, I'm standing, there's all the lights around me, I can't see anything, I'm in a dark theater, and the guy says, what are you reading? I said, I don't know. I said, I was late, staying with my friends. And he says, well, turn to page 4, look at part of Samson. I said, Samson? I'm looking. So I read with somebody else, and he says, thank you very much. I said, well, thank you. So I leave, and the lady said, just a minute, let me check you up. I said, you don't have my name. I came with my friends. She said, well, give me your name. And I give him the gym number. 2 weeks later, I get a call at the gym. I didn't know what the hell it was. They said, come to the, he says, you've been hired. I said, for what? I got the job.
Oh, I can't believe this.
And it was a Broadway show, Romeo and Juliet.
I read that you were in Romeo with Olivia de Havilland.
Olivia de Havilland was Juliet. Jack Hawkins was Mercutio, and a wonderful actor, he's gone now, Douglas Watson was Romeo. And I was Samson. I'm the one that bites his thumb. The guy says, do you bite your thumb at us? I says, I do bite my thumb, sir. And they want a little rough guy. And then I took fencing lessons. We were fencing away, and it was great. I had a little 5-minute scene. And from there, somebody said, Buck, you're a good actor. I said, yeah. He says, well, I don't know what to do, though. He says, they're looking for replacements of Mr. Roberts. Go over and see the guy. So I went there. I saw the stage manager. He says, you look like Harvey Lemback. He says, you want the part to go on the road with it? I said, yeah. He said, look at the show.
That's what I was going to ask you.
He says, look at the show for 5 days, then come out and you're going to read for me. He says, imitate Harvey Lemback if you want the part.
Can you sing and dance?
Oh, I did that too, yeah.
Well, did you do it, Mr. Roberts?
No, in Roberts I played one of the featured roles.
Oh, you didn't do that, but
no.
In Can-Can? You went on the road in Can-Can?
Yeah, I sang.
Did you take music lessons? How did you do this?
I never took a music lesson in my life. I got to tell you, this is very funny. Then when I came back from Roberts, I was 2 years on the road. Everyone wanted me for summer stock to do Roberts, my part, so because it released for summer stock. So I'm doing summer stock. This people said, "Why don't you stay for the next show?" I said, "Okay." So I'd stay, and then they started, every summer they'd call me in, and then there was one director. Oh, he'd wanted me in all his shows. So one summer I was doing 6 shows, and we'd rehearse one in the daytime and do another one at night. And so he says, "Buck, here's what we're doing. We're doing a musical." I said, yeah, okay, what part am I doing? Because I did a couple of them, I didn't sing. He says, you're going to sing in this. I says, oh, no, I'm not. He says, Buck, you can sing. I said, I can't. I don't even sing in the shower. I said, I don't sing. He says, Buck, please, I'll talk to the piano player. I said, so he talks to the piano player. And the piano player, he says, it's wonderful. It's Kiss Me, Kate. There's 2 gangsters in it,
you're kidding. You play that? You were in that, too?
Yeah. Well, you know with who? You won't believe it. One of the great opera stars of our time, Patrice Munsell.
No. Oh, she was in Kiss Me, Kate. That's right. Yeah.
And so what happens is, I'm with the piano player. I know what the hell I'm doing here. And he says, the girls. I go, the girls. He says, no. The girls. The girls. No. So I went to the director. I said, I can't do it. He wants the girls. We never got past the first word, He said, I'll talk to him. So he talked to the piano. I told him, you do whatever you want, he's going to follow you. Go off key, anything you want.
Oh, so that was great.
I said, okay. So I went there and I went, Oh, I said, I'm gonna sell it. He says, that's it, Buck, you're gonna sell it. Okay. So I went, the girls today in society go for classical poetry. So to win their hearts one must quote with ease Aeschylus and Euripides. And the thing, and they went wild. And then after the show, Patrice Munsell said, Buck, I never met anyone who could sing so badly and be so good.
Sing so badly. But that was perfect. But those were your character
I sang
roles,
character
right?
songs, yeah. And it didn't matter if I went off. Yeah.
No, so that was
fun.
oh, what a beginning of a career. And you know,
And I love
this
it.
time is almost coming to an end. But
I'm still working.
And there were some things that I wanted. We had a clip of you with. We didn't have time to
Not
run
time?
it, but we had.
I got time. I got another hour.
We had a clip with Clint
too much.
Eastwood.
Yeah.
We had a clip with Charlton Heston from the very first Planet of the Apes.
Oh, let me tell you about Planet of the Apes. You won't believe it. I did that 30 years ago.
That's
And if
amazing.
you look at me in Planet of the Apes, I look the same today as I did then.
Well, then what are they? Can they get it? We can't see it. I don't think we can see
I was a
it.
gorilla.
You were the gorilla. Oh, that's why you look
I was the
same.
gorilla Julius. And do you know what?
You were a tough gorilla.
Well, yeah, I was the keeper of the cages. I was the one that beat him up.
Yeah, you were very
and I'm the
tough.
one that, when she says, look, the human is trying to form words. I say, you know that saying, human see, human do.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, I know we have like about 30 seconds, but
can't
you're
believe I talked so
Armenian.
long.
And did you know Saroyan?
No.
You
but
didn't know him
I
because
never
you
met
did a
him.
reading. I saw you do a reading of his
Yeah,
work,
I
and it
love
was
Saroyan,
great.
I do. I did about 5 of his plays.
Oh, you did do
Oh,
so.
yes.
So
yes.
you are
I understand him so much because his plays, they don't have much plot or story, but they got such loving human beings, such beautiful relationships between people.
It seems like that's what you're very good at, bringing the human quality of a person out and putting it at a level for everyone to
Yeah.
understand. Oh, I can't believe the time is gone already.
It's
What
a joy
else?
being with you,
I
Joan.
don't know what else. I had so many things to ask you. I saw this play called Beast in the Moon, and it's a narrator. He's an old man, and he plays a young boy, and I thought you'd be fabulous for that.
Yeah.
Have you know it?
Yeah, I know the play.
So-
I think it's one of the best plays written for the kind of play it is.
So we have to get you doing it. Now I have to roll this over. I saw him play The Father and the Moths, which was a fabulous play. And it's the end. So thanks for watching us today. Watch us next time. Keep writing to 777 South Figueroa. And we'll see you next time on the Joan Quinn Profiles.
Oh,